I'm Becky Connors. Welcome to the February 15th, 2024 episode of Freeport, a source for truly local news for everyone in the Freeport area. This short weekly podcast is brought to you by a large volunteer group dedicated to providing objective news specific to our community.
Hi, I'm Tim Connors. It's the day after Valentine's Day. Welcome to Freeport. Let's get started on the news you've been missing. More success for the Highland Ag program. Agriculture is one of the most important businesses in Stephenson County, and Highland Community College is helping to ensure its positive future. At a recent college board retreat, full-time instructors Justin Ebert and Monica Pierce reported that enrollment in agricultural programs increased from 182 in 2017 to 395 in 2024. Over the past several years, about 750 high school students have also been enrolled in Highland Ag courses through the dual credit program. Various programs represented in Highland Ag include transfer and non-transfer degrees. Currently, over 60% of Ag students are on the bachelor's transfer pathway, although the trend is shifting slightly toward applied science programs, including Ag Science, Ag Business, and Crop Science and Technology, as well as the new Cannabis Certificate Program. Phase 1 of a subsurface irrigation project is being completed this winter as part of a proposed 2-year initiative, which includes the construction of a storage building. The gradual expansion of the 55-acre HCC Ag Research plots is on land shared with University of Illinois Extension.
Stephenson County Clerk and Recorder Jasmine Wingert was recently recognized by Fiddler Technologies, a vendor who provides software for vital records such as birth information and land records. She was named the new Clerk of the Year out of 13 in the state of Illinois, due in part to her focus on digitizing land records. Jasmine also signed up the most veterans for the company's Honors Awards program. This program provides incentives for veterans to get discounts at local businesses in participating counties. For more information, contact the county clerk's office.
Here's a Housing Authority update. The Housing Authority of the City of Freeport is a federally subsidized, not-for-profit program offering safe, secure housing for eligible low-income individuals and families. To clear up some recent potential confusion, the Brewster and Hosmer buildings have not been purchased by Ansonia, a Chicago-based multiple-family property management and construction company. Both of these buildings were part of the Rental Assistance Demonstration Rehabilitation Program, or RAD, from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD. This program funded remodeling in 2016 and 2017, and the investor handling the initiative chose the Winnebago County Housing Authority to manage these Freeport buildings. However, in mid-2023, the Winnebago County Housing Authority handed management back to the Housing Authority of the City of Freeport, who in turn voted to retain Ansonia to manage the two buildings since they are not sufficiently staffed for the task. The decision was strictly a Freeport Housing Authority decision. The city has no jurisdiction over Housing Authority actions. The city serves only to appoint commission members. The Freeport Housing Authority owns 196 rental units ranging from 1 to 5 bedrooms in 3 developments around Freeport. The only Freeport buildings that are managed by Ansonia are Brewster and Hosmer. The rest of the buildings are managed by the Housing Authority.
Do you want to become a nurse? FHN and Highland Community College are holding an open house for Highland's Certified Nursing Assistant, or CNA, program. You can talk with students and instructors from Highland's nursing and allied health programs, as well as representatives from FHN. This event is from 2 to 5 p.m. on Wednesday, February 21st at the Ray and Betty Stamm Health Science Nursing Wing of HCC's Natural Science and Health Center in Building N, as in nursing. Candidates can register for the CNA program that night. Staff will be available to help with financial aid, placement testing, and any paperwork necessary to get you started. New students could begin classes as soon as March 11th. For more information, contact the nursing program at Highland. Many couples celebrate Valentine's Day by going out to dinner. However, my husband decided to announce the FHS boys basketball game instead.
And let's go to where I spent Valentine's night. Freeport High School's young men's basketball team is showing major improvements this season and could be a top team in the NIC 10. Last year, the team's record was 7-11, and they finished in 7th place in the Northern Illinois Conference, or NIC 10. This year, the Pretzels have been in 2nd place for most of the season. The Freeport Pretzel varsity team has 2 freshmen who play a major role in the team's success. Kezion Moorhead starts for the team and helps make an impact with his playmaking and tough shots. Isaiah Baker comes off the bench and leaves a mark on the game in rebounding and scoring in the paint. Diedrich Macon, a senior this year, is one of the team's leaders and has been a major success story, officially scoring 1,000 points earlier this year. Only a handful of people in the NIC 10 have accomplished this goal. Assistant Principal Reuben Cooper has been watching the NIC 10 games for a long time, and he's impressed with how well the team plays together. Coach TJ Jackson said the team wants to compete for a NIC 10 championship and are making strides to do that this year. The Pretzels will play in the IHSA Regional Tournament this month. This story was provided by the broadcast journalism class at Freeport High School. We're excited to partner with the school on FreePod Stories. And I'm excited to take my wife out for Valentine's Day one day late.
Somebody left Pearl City this past Thursday night with a lot more money in their pocket. That lucky person won about $192,000 in the Queen of Hearts drawing at Little John's Tap. Sponsored by the Pearl City Lions, the drawing had gone on for a year with no one picking the Queen from 52 cards on a board. Rolling over weekly with every incorrect guess, the pot had grown to $275,000 and was down to 3 cards left. The Lions get $83,000 as their share of the fundraiser. Dads and their young daughters once again celebrated a night out together at Freeport Park District's Candyland Ball this past Friday in Freeport. This year was special as the event celebrated its 30th anniversary, making special memories of dressing up, going out to dinner, and dancing the night away. Moms and their sons will have their chance to dance on February 23rd at the Mom and Me Masquerade Dance. Call the Freeport Park District for reservations.
Another drop-in restaurant is opening in Freeport. There's a ribbon-cutting ceremony for Olivo Tacos this Friday, February 16th at 11:30 a.m. at their new location at 116 West Douglas Street. This is the corner of Douglas and Galena in the building previously occupied by Munchies and 312 Beef and Sausage, who both moved to other locations in town. Olivo Taco previously served Freeport with a food truck, and their Freeport shop is their 3rd brick-and-mortar location in Northwest Illinois, joining others in Rockford and Belvidere. They have 7 food trucks in Rockford and others in Nevada and Arizona. Rockford-based brothers Mahmoud and Saeed Zaitar celebrate peace, love, and tacos through their menu, including their famous 3 tacos for $5 deal.
Now is the time to apply for requests for proposals, or RFPs, for community impact grants from the United Way of Northwest Illinois. The RFPs are for education, financial stability, health, and basic needs in Stevenson, Joe Davies, and Carroll counties. Funding will cover the period of July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Last year, United Way funded over $247,000 towards local community impact initiatives. These application forms will be available online at the United Way's website until March 10th. The grants are open to previously funded United Way partner agencies, but the United Way will also accept letters of interest from programs that have not received funding in the past. If you have questions, please contact Connie Kraft, Director of the United Way of Northwest Illinois.
Looking ahead, there's lots coming up on our calendar. For starters, next week we'll be reporting on high schools competing at state levels, swimming, bowling, and speech, just to name a few, and we're rooting for all of them.
Highland Community College celebrates Black History Month with an evening of music at Jazzin' It Up for Peace. This free event will be held at 7 p.m. on Friday, February 16th at Highland's Ferguson Fine Arts Center. The concert features Cole and Company, the SOGN Productions family, and a collaboration with music instructor Dr. Randy Haldeman and the Highland Chamber Singers. You don't need a ticket, and remember, it's free.
Then this Saturday, February 17th, you'll want to check out Cupcakes and Cocktails at Big O's on the Hollow, just out of town on Route 75. This annual fundraiser for the YMCA Strong Kids program lets you enjoy 4 different cupcakes paired with 4 different cocktails for just $15, or 6 of each for just $2 more. The event also includes auction items. For some entertainment, Alan Wenzel will present the program The Last Great American Train Robbery on Tuesday, February 20th. A retired Highland Community College instructor, Mr. Wenzel will tell the story of the daring heist and how, beginning in the 1970s, the robbers gained folk hero status when their exploits were given renewed national attention. The free program is part of the Lectures on American History series hosted by the Freeport Public Library Foundation. It will be held in Freeport Public Library and begin at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday.
We're looking forward to the 5th annual Arctic Ale and Art Walk, hosted by the Greater Freeport Partnership on Saturday, February 24th, from noon to 4 p.m. in downtown Freeport. More than 20 participating businesses will feature a local artist and tastings of beers or ciders.
Finally, looking ahead for FreePod, we're committed to ensuring that all our listeners know about candidates for this year's local and regional elections. Beginning later this month, we'll be hosting 5 questions in 5 minutes interviews with candidates in contested races for the March 19th election. Each of these candidates will be invited to take just 5 minutes with one of our hosts to answer the same 5 questions, giving you the opportunity to compare their messages and be informed quickly and conveniently. We'll report the schedule as calendars are confirmed.
Time's up for this week, but tune in again next week for more about Freeport businesses, city plans and progress, area rewards and recognition, local impacts of state and national news, and more.
As we've said before, FreePod couldn't come to you without the help of many local supporters. As always, we're especially appreciative for the Mass Communications Department at Highland Community College for all of their help producing this podcast, and to our many liaisons and reporters for the time they volunteer to bring the news to you. Thank you, Highland and Team FreePod. Again, I'm Tim Connors.
And I'm Becky Connors. You know, the woman who did not have a romantic dinner with her husband on Valentine's Day.
And we hope that you'll check back next week for more news you've been missing. Thank you for listening.